What's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are discussing one of the best ways to train for all-around strength when you have limited kettlebells, okay? So let's dive in here. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you just don't have access to a wide range of kettlebells. So if that's you and you have the goal of training for all-round strength and conditioning, how would you go about doing that? All right. So one of the best ways to do that is to use the following methodology. And we'll throw these up here on the screen for you to follow along. All right. So you don't have to take notes. Number one is you're going to use low reps and multiple sets. So that means you're going to do between 1 and 3 reps per set, and you'll do between 10 and 30 sets. All right, per exercise, per training session. Okay, number 2, you're going to use medium reps for multiple sets. So you'll do 3 to 6 reps for 5 to 20 sets. Number 3, you're going to use high-ish reps for multiple sets. And that's going to be 6 to 10 reps for 10 to 20 sets. Number 4, you're going to repeat steps 1 through 3, but you're going to decrease your rest periods. Number 5, you're going to add complexity by creating compound lifts. What's a compound lift? Well, that's where you put 2 lifts together. So if you're just doing military presses, you're then going to add a clean to it to make it a compound lift, right? So clean and press. And then from there, to make that more complex, for lack of a better term, all right, you're going to add a front squat. So it'll be clean, press, front squat, all right? Number 6, you're going to repeat steps 1 through 4 at each step of number 5. Number 7, you're going to add a second kettlebell of any size to make a mix matched or mismatched pair, however you want to say it. Right. Number 8, you're going to repeat steps 1 through 5. Number 9, you're going to get a second kettlebell and make an equal pair with a medium-sized kettlebell. And then number 10, you're going to repeat steps 1 through 5 again. All right. So this is really pretty simple if you take the time to think about it. Now, here are some other ideas for you. You can learn new kettlebell skills, okay, like the snatch or the jerk if you haven't already. Then once again, follow steps 1 through 5. I recommend you use my program, The Big Six, to learn the kettlebell snatch correctly. Okay, there are 4 different variations or 4 different ways to learn the kettlebell snatch. You'll find them in there. Or you can use kettlebell RMF if you want to learn the jerk. I'll leave links to both of those in the description below this video. All right, so here's another idea for you. You can turn everything into either a complex or a chain. And if you don't know what either one of those are or only know what one of them is, well, we'll review them real quick for you here. All right. So a complex is a series of compound exercises. Remember, we covered that just a few seconds ago, a minute or so ago in this video. And you're going to perform them sequentially with the same weight. All right. So the same size kettlebell or same size kettlebells without rest. All the reps for the one exercise are completed before moving on to the next exercise in the sequence. So here's a quick example. You're going to do a set of swings for 5 reps and then move immediately to cleans for 5 reps, followed immediately by presses for 5 reps. That's one set, then you rest, okay? So a kettlebell complex then is a complex performed using a kettlebell or 2 kettlebells, right? I just want to be crystal clear here so there's no mistake, right? So, right, we're just being very specific. All right. Now, let's not confuse the complex with a chain, which looks very similar. All right. However, here's the definition of a chain. A chain is a series of compound exercises performed sequentially with the same kettlebell in which each exercise is performed once before the sequence is started again. And then each time the sequence is performed, that's considered one repetition. Okay. So that's a chain. All right. No, I'm not even going to tell you what people call it today in modern day parlance. All right. So let me throw an example up here for you. So using our previous example of swings, cleans, and presses, in a chain, you will do 1 swing followed by 1 clean, followed by 1 press, and that's 1 rep. If you repeat that sequence 5 times, you've done 5 reps. And then you guessed it, you can just repeat the sequence that we covered earlier, right? Follow steps 1 through 5. Now, honestly, the sky is the limit as to how many different complexes or chains you can create. However, there should be a logical flow to them, right? Where one exercise leads into and or feeds the next exercise you're about to perform. So an example is following a front squat with a press, okay? Now, building yourself up over the course of time using complexes and chains definitely builds what we call all-around strength and conditioning. In fact, complexes were a favorite of mine when I used to train college wrestlers for a living back in the mid to late 90s. In fact, some members of the heavyweight crew team also enjoyed them. Okay, so and also look, in case you haven't figured this out or you don't know this, okay, complexes and chains are also a fantastic way to strip off unwanted body fat. And they are a wonderfully time-efficient way to train during the summer when many of our schedules get tight or a little tighter because the kids are now out of school and we're traveling around more. All right. So at the end of the day, remember, workouts, your training sessions, they don't have to take very long. You can get all you want, right? In fact, all you need in about 15 minutes, sometimes less, using just complexes or chains. And, again, you can mix and match. If you want to skip the trial and error process and you want some challenging kettlebell complexes and chains that will build all around strength and conditioning for you and, possibly even hack off some flab from your size, I'll leave a link to one of my best programs in the description below. And the other cool thing I almost forgot to mention here is if you have some extra lighter bells laying around and you're not sure what to do with them, right? You can actually use them for some of these complexes, okay? And you can actually perform timed complexes. So if you want to know what that looks like, I'll leave a link in the description below to an old video I made showing you how to perform timed complexes. All right. So remember, kettlebell training can be complex, a little play on words there, but it doesn't have to be overly complicated, all right? Especially when you're limited to the number of kettlebells you have access to, all right? Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, click the like button. If you haven't done so already, smash the subscribe button and share this with a friend or family member would find it helpful. And also leave me your comments in the comment section below regarding your experiences with complexes and chains, okay? Until next time, my friend, stay strong.